Hi guys, this is Elijah Elvis Kraftzmann again, back on your screen like I never left. Yes, I've been away for like 2 weeks now. Um, life is amazing. Life is fantabulous. Life is full of jolly. But then, regardless of how beautiful life can be, the journey of life can also be challenging, right? Now, I hadn't foreseen that I was going to be away from, putting out content for like 2 weeks, but of course, it happened. And what matters is sometimes in life, when we experience challenges, it is not the challenges that is the problem. What becomes a problem is our inability to rebound. Is our inability to bounce back up, right? So I'm excited and I'm happy that I am back, regardless of whatever challenge it was that stopped me or hindered me from putting out contents every week, right? And thanks to all those who reached out to me via calls, via DMs. Some people sent me messages on WhatsApp asking what's going on. We haven't seen your content in a while. Thank you for always looking out for me and staying glued and connected to me. God bless you real good. Thank you for your strong belief in me because it is actually one of the things that keeps me going. All right. Thank you so very much. I am super excited because what I'm going to be sharing today is connected with the fact that we have just entered into the new quarter, right? We've entered April, and April is the door or the gateway that ushers us into the second quarter. And it means that we have been able to expend 3 months out of the 12 months we have in this year 2024. And remember, we started the year all pumped up. We started the year excited. We started the year with a lot of expectations, with high hopes, things that we want to achieve this year, right? And we set a lot of goals, things we want to achieve. And I am back here at this very moment to be that accountability partner that you need or require to be able to ask you, what have you achieved so far for yourself in 2024? How far have you gone in smashing your goals? Because of course, like I mentioned earlier this year, when you set your goals, it is expected that you put them in milestones. You put them in, you break them down to monthly, quarterly, to weekly, to daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then maybe half of the year and then the full year, right? So I want to believe that you had what you envision or expected to achieve in the first quarter or within the first quarter. And my question right now to you is, did you achieve that? It is important for us to answer these questions because it tells us where we are and how far we've come in achieving the goals we've set for ourselves in 2024. And then we begin to evaluate, are there things that we're unable to achieve? What were the challenges that we experienced along the way? And what can we do to combat those challenges in order to be able to overcome them, right? And then not just overcome them, but smash our goals, because whatever would want to stand in the way of us achieving our dreams, our goals, our aspirations has to be taken away. So whatever would have to stand in the way of our goals, of our dreams, our aspirations would have to be taken away because they are not worth it at all. They are not worth it at all. Talking about evaluating our dreams, our goals, or whatever it is we have planned out for the year, it is important for us to know that the reason why we set goals is so that we don't take detours that take us further away from our goals and aspirations or whatever purpose God has called us to do. Because the truth is, goals help us stay on course. They help us stay, in line with what we are pursuing, with our pursuits. If you don't have those goals, you might want to live your life assuming that things will figure themselves out. And interestingly, nothing figures themselves out really. A lot of people get to say this, they say things like, don't worry, things will figure themselves out. No, nothing is going to figure themselves out. Whatever was figured out intentionally. Life does not accommodate carelessness or carefreeness. Whatever happens, I said to someone who commented on my post on LinkedIn, I said, if it must be, it is up to us. The outcomes of our lives are up to us. If we are deliberate about them, then of course the results are going to show that there is a lot of deliberated effort that has been put into our lives. But when we are carefree about our lives, of course, the results are also going to show that we are carefree about our lives. So nothing extraordinary, nothing outstanding in life is ever achieved with carefreeness. All right. But with every form of intentionality and commitment. So we set goals because we want to streamline all our activities, all our actions, all our resources, most importantly, resources, because one of the things that can happen to anyone is a waste of resources when they don't realize what those resources were meant for or designed for, whether it is human resources, whether it is material resources, financial resources. Sometimes when you don't even have plans for your money, when the money comes, you realize that the money just goes into spendings that you can't even account for after the money is gone. But when you set out your heart and say, okay, when this $10,000 comes, this is what I'm going to do with $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. When that money comes, what you're going to do, because you have allotted what that money is supposed to do, or you have assigned the money to specific projects and yeah, specific projects, right? As the money arrives, you begin to send those monies to those proper channels. But if you don't plan for the money and it comes, that is when you realize how insatiable the human heart is. You begin to think about things that are not necessary that you require. I mean, you don't require because they're unnecessary. Begin to think about, I just need to go on a vacation to Maldives. I just want to spend, or that bag that you've been dreaming of having. Maybe it's a Balenciaga or a Versace or whatever it is, or you begin to think about your dream hair, or for the guys, of course, you begin to think of your dream car or your dream wristwatch. You think about your Rolex and all of that. But when you make those expenses that, because you did not plan for your finances, you come to end up in regret, because when the appropriate thing that you would have done with that resources comes to you, you'll be incapacitated to get those things done. So it is important that we set goals to streamline our activities, our efforts, our resources into achieving that which is our ultimate pursuit in life. Before I proceed, I would like to talk about purpose, priorities, and passions. And the reason why I want to share this is so that I will bring you back to memory lane, what it was at the beginning of this year that was your priority when you started. Because I'm sure when you started out this year, you had something that was in your priority list. I remember mentioning that your goal for 2024 could be that you end up the year becoming debt free. So for you, it could be, achieving a certain body goals, or a certain healthy lifestyle, or hitting a particular financial milestone. Maybe you've never had 10 million naira in your savings ever, and you're saying, okay, before the end of 2024, I'm going to be able to intentionally save my resources and have like $10,000 in my account. So whatever it is your goal is, I want to narrow it down to your priorities, to your purpose, and to your passions. And a key to setting goals and accomplishing them is ensuring that they are aligned to your purpose. What is your purpose? To your priorities, to your passions. If your goals are not aligned to any of this, it's a waste of time, waste of effort, waste of resources. Identify what your goal is. Identify what your passions are. Identify what your purpose is. Let every action tilt towards your purpose. You said this year you want to end up to become a human capacity developer. What do you need to do to become a recognized authority in human capacity development? Because you've identified your purpose. The question now is, what do you need to do to become an authority in that field? That is where you begin to think about what books do I need to read, what trainings do I need to take, what conferences and seminars do I need to attend, who in this industry do I need to connect with or associate with. So that those become your goal. And you begin to ask yourself, when in 2024 am I supposed to take this particular course? What conferences do I need to attend? How many conferences should I attend per quarter, per month, or per week? How many books do I need to read on human capacity development every month, every week? Are you saying that? You've been able to identify your purpose or your passion or your priority, and every single thing that you're doing is aligned to fit into that pursuit you have. This is already April. You started the year with so much excitement. You started the year with so much fuel, passion. You know, you were burning. Oh, this year, more especially for we Christians who go to church and receive prophetic declarations like the church I attend. For us this year, it's the year of acceleration. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to experience acceleration in 2024. I'm going to roar with the speed of light. This, that. You're fired up, pumped up. January, you came on with the fire. Question now is, do you still have that fire in you? Are you still running with that zest and motivation? Has that motivation dwindled? And of course, like I'd always mention, motivation is temporary, but discipline is eternal. If you develop a disciplined lifestyle, most definitely you're going to arrive at the destination that you desire. But if you want to live naturally on motivation, be motivated either by friends, by church, or by circumstances, when those factors are not in play, it means you're going to run down on motivation. So the highest form of motivation you need to have is self-motivation, and self-motivation comes from a place of discipline. It requires self-discipline to be self-motivated. With your high motivation and high expectations, I would like to ask you, how far have you come after the first quarter in the pursuit of your dreams, your goals, aspirations for 2024? How far have you come? You need to take out time to evaluate how much you have been able to achieve for yourself. So, number one thing that you must do is you must take out time. Don't allow the busyness of your schedules, the busyness of life, make you not focus on how much you have planned for the year. Because, can I tell you the truth? The truth is, you might get so busy pursuing your goals or pursuing a particular goal that you forget that you need to always reflect and reevaluate what you're doing per time. And if that is the case for you, I want you to take out time, regardless of how busy your schedule is, and go through your schedule, go through your goals again. Begin to tick what you've achieved, the ones that you haven't achieved, where you are at, what you need to achieve them. Some of those abandoned projects and tasks, you need to revisit them. The ones you're lagging behind, look for a way to create balance. This is a time for you to call yourself to order and be frank and honest with yourself. Like, nobody's going to do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. Regardless of all the goals that you've set for yourself this year, you are evaluating what you've achieved for yourself financially, mentally, spiritually, what you've achieved for yourself, maybe educationally, or career-wise or business-wise. It is important, let me mention this, that you also evaluate what have you achieved in terms of building quality relationships around your life. I read something yesterday and it struck me so hard. And that which I read, I think it was by TB Dakolo, a very popular secular artist in Nigeria, right? He said something. He said, networking is powerful. One network you would make or one contact you would network with can become what would change your life forever and make you tons of money. And it hit me hard because it was something that at the beginning of the year I was very particular about. I said I was going to be more intentional about networking, and not like I've done badly so far, but I should improve on my game. And I remember meeting with a friend later the same yesterday, and I said, man, what can we do to expand the scope of our network or the boundaries of our network? We need to network intentionally and all. So you must build on your relationship goals, and it requires work. Relationship requires building, connecting, building, managing, sustaining relationship requires work. Whether it's romantic relationships, marital relationship, whether it is business or career relationship, it requires work and intentionality. So this is this area I am emphasizing and hitting hard because listen. Money is not enough for you to live a life of significant success and impact. There are certain doors that money cannot open, that it's just one relationship. There's certain information that you can't have access to, but it's just one relationship that you have access to, and it opens up a portal of information that you never knew existed. So it is something that I am bringing it up right now because it is critical. It is very important that you take it up seriously. Why is it important that you develop quality relationships? It is important because it's going to help you. Look at the areas it's going to help you. It's going to help you in your accountability. Now, the relationships you're meeting, you're making, you're like, oh, guys, this is what I'm working on. These are the projects I'm working on. These are the tasks I'm working on. And I want you to hold me accountable. I have such kinds of relationship in my life. It is important for you. So when they know what you're doing, in fact, you should also belong to tribes. You should belong to a circle, maybe not tribes, but belong to a tribe, belong to a circle of friends, of people who are passionate and vision driven, who are going the same direction as yourself. That way, even when the chips are down for you, they uphold you. They do a transference of strength from what they have to you and uphold you while you journey through those rough patches in your life. It is important. So go back to your books, go back to your journals where you wrote those goals, where you wrote those visions, where you wrote those things that you want to achieve in 2024. How much have you been able to achieve with how far you've done in 2020, in the first quarter of 2024? If you continue at this pace, are you going to smash your goals for the year? Otherwise, what have you stopped doing since the year started? Or what have you not been doing since the year started? Have you been sleeping too much? Have you been eating too much? Have you been playing too much? Have you been binging on Netflix so much? Have you been scrolling on social media more than you should? Evaluate these things and call yourself to order. You don't want to end up in 2024 regretting why you didn't put in the necessary work you needed to put in 2024. You don't want to end up in 2024 and you're looking at your dreams, your goals, the things you thought you could have achieved, and they are left unachieved. You are your own responsibility. Do not give room to excuses. Do not give room to complacency. Do not give room to procrastination. These are detrimental to your destiny. They are cancerous and they don't have anything good to offer to you. So it is time for you to wake up and be disciplined. Live a disciplined life because it is what will determine how far and how fast you can go. My encouragement and charge to you this very moment is that take out time, even if it is 2 hours at night. Review your goals again for the year. Appraise yourself. Take necessary corrections. Maybe change your goals because it has to be also flexible. Whatever it is that will not serve you on your journey this year, because priorities change. All right. What you may be working on right now must have changed from what you originally intended to work on as the year started. Like for myself, my priorities have changed. I must tell you the truth. My priorities as when I started the year and now has changed. So my goals have to change in order to align with my current priority. If that is what you ought to do for yourself, take out time to get it done. And I would like to hear you say that this was helpful to you because it became a game changer for you. I look forward to seeing you in another edition or episode of the Signature Podcast. Until then, do have a wonderful week.